Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of All Out Poker's Rebuy and Add-On Tournament. I am your host and commentator, Dave Frazier. Let's take a look at some of the chip stacks here tonight. We have Jeremy, who is number one chip stack at 31% of the chips on the table, 341K. Then we have John, sitting at 18%, 197K. Not too far behind Jeremy, but we cannot forget about our shortest stack at the table, Heather, who is sitting at 7 big blinds with 46K. The blinds are at 3,000, 6,000 with a 6,000 big blind ante. She is going to need some help to catch up in this tournament. So let's get into some action. So the very first hand of this tournament. Glad everybody can make it here tonight. Looks like Jeremy's making a bet pre-flop. Queen Jack offsuit under the gun. 26K. Actions to John now. He's got ace 10. He lets it go. Gets folded over to the big blind. Heather, the short stack. King 6, she lets it go. Jeremy ends up taking down that first pot.
Dave, what did Bernie have when that last hand when he got knocked out? He showed you and he asked you for advice.
Oh, ace 7.
Obviously. So you need advice for that.
Looks like it's Katie's turn.
Bet is 12.
Looks like she makes a min raise under the gun. Ace Jack offsuit. John's gonna play. He's got 10-8 offsuit. Gonna end up having the position on this hand. Sebastian fold the button. Jeremy calls as well. Ooh, there's John's 10. Katie's got a Broadway draw.
Pardon me?
River. It is 8,000.
Katie making a relatively small bet. 8,000. John's not going anywhere. Jeremy lets it go though. Katie's gonna need an ace, king, or jack here.
I'll get it. I'm trying something new. I am. Yeah. I'm trying to deal. Andrew has a nice way of dealing with it, so I'm trying his style.
Well, Katie checks over to John now.
That's 10,000.
John bets pretty small here too. A 10K value bet. Katie just lets it go.
Bet is 13.
So Carrie under the gun. These under the gun players here. Waking up with some hands. Queen Jack suited. Carrie makes it 13K to go. Looks like it's getting folded around to Jeremy in the blinds. He's not going anywhere. He's got the diamonds as well. 10-8 suited. Katie in the big blind. 7K to call, and she lets it go. Heads up in this pot. Neither player hits anything. Carry with the position. Makes it 16 to go. Good size continuation bet.
Raise to 50.
Jeremy, 3 bets to 50 here. That's going to put Carrie in a really tough spot. Carrie giving it some thought though.
Heather, you finished second over Geese there a couple weeks ago?
Carrie decides to let it go. Jeremy steals that pot.
I thought Geese told me you finished.
Really using his big stack at the table. Push these players around. He carries at 19 big blinds. He's in third place for chips. Action's over to Chris now. He's got ace 7 suited.
18.
Makes it 18K. It's like a 3x bet. Like it's gonna get folded over to Jeremy. Jeremy folds the button. Katie gets ace king. 26K behind her stack. She's gonna put it in.
All in.
She has to put it in.
29.
Can't ask for a better situation than this.
Good luck, all in.
29, so 11 more than me.
29 total, yeah.
I think Chris is just gonna have to throw it in and hope for the best.
Well,
Ace king.
Fuck me.
Ace seven.
Clubs.
Great spot for Katie to double up here.
Lots of clubs. 3 clubs, not 4 though.
Ooh, there's a club.
Take a 7.
Club in the window. Chris is gonna need running clubs here or a 7.
7.
7 only. Nope, Katie gets the double up.
Nice hand.
She's gonna be ecstatic about that. Giving her 70K in her stack now.
action is to Chris.
Chris 56K. Under the gun. Wakes up with a hand again. Pocket 6s. Shoves all in.
40. Yep.
Actions to the big stack. Jeremy wakes up with pocket kings. He makes the call. The rest of the players look like they're going to get out of the way. Chris is in terrible shape here.
Who's this?
Kings.
Kings?
Multiples.
Is it more than one?
Kings.
Chris is going to need some help.
It's
He
been
needs a 6. Oh. Going to get a 6 here to stay alive. There's the king. Going to need running 6s now. Maybe a straight. Oh, there's a 4. A 3 now. There's only 1 3 left in the deck. He doesn't get it. Chris is our first elimination of this tournament. Gets eliminated in 10th place. Pocket 6s cannot hold up against the pocket kings. Jeremy adds to his stack. 435K now. Almost double the next size stack, which is John.
Yeah, right. I'm down.
Should have like a 2-button Omaha one-hand around here. That would be interesting.
Katie, ace 5 offsuit. Right on the cutoff. Makes a min raise to 12K.
Busted out there in the Omaha hand.
Omaha down.
Yep.
Looks like John is gonna, he's gonna call, and as is Carrie. There's Carrie's pair of 6s.
Check.
Not a terrible flop for Katie to continuation bet. Ace high is
8.
going to be good here most of the time, but she ends up getting called by Carrie, and that's going to worry Katie. Carrie has position. Looks like Katie's going to
That's 23.
go for another stab at this pot. 23.
Call.
Carrie is not going anywhere with that pair of 6s. A non-believer.
All in for 27.
All in it, and Carrie quickly calls. Did not believe Katie at all. Katie ends up getting eliminated now. 9th place finish. Carrie making a very quick call with that pair of sixes. Carrie ends up with 194K now. I think we're going to move into the next hand. Jeremy, 9-8 suited.
Is 26.
Makes it 26K. Blinds are still 3,000, 6,000.
Call.
Carrie calls with 8-7 suited.
Okay, I appreciate you coming. Thank you.
Game, Katie.
Yeah, good game.
For heads up in this pot. Neither player hits anything. I think the most aggressive one here is going to take this pot.
Yeah, that was nice.
Queens and queens.
Both players check on the flop. Jeremy hits a pair of 9s.
That's 20.
Carrie quickly lets it go.
There.
Did you take him out?
No, I
Actually,
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe.
Jeremy
to 26.
making it 26 again.
Done.
It's really putting some pressure on these small stacks.
I'll get ahead.
Pepsi in there.
I'll get ahead.
Now it goes.
Jeremy's going to take down those blinds. Blinds and antes have gone up. We are now 4,000, 8,000 with an 8,000 big blind ante.
Happy Days of States.
No, there's nobody behind you.
Happy Days of States. Where'd that one go?
Levy's sitting
You don't have to go.
sitting at 10 big blinds. Lets the A6 suited
In
go.
him as well.
He's up
That's
again.
21.
Facing the bank again.
Oh,
John
I'm sorry.
makes it 21. Actions to Heather now. Wakes up with ace queen.
All in for.
Shoves all in, 27K.
34.
She has been patient. She finally gets a hand. Has John crushed. John is not going anywhere.
Ace queen. Oh, queens.
2, 3, 4.
Oh,
John calling out for a straight.
there's a queen.
There's a pair of queens for Heather. John's in rough shape here. Gonna need runner. Now he needs a 4 for the straight that he called for earlier. Does not get it though. Gives Heather a little bit of a sweat.
There's a chance.
Heather doubles
Why
up.
don't you just show someone how to do it? And,
It's more of just because I have access to the system and stuff.
no, I know,
So
but
it's
if you wanted to play, I'm sure there's some,
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean, but.
Yep.
Training dealer.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, I know everybody would know I would never do anything anyway.
No.
It's still like. It's
Of all
just-
people,
It's hard
Yeah.
for you to be in a hand and
do all this
concentrate
stuff, yeah.
and do this at the same time.
Yeah.
It's-
but you're missing out on playing. I know you're
Sebastian.
playing, right?
John flat calls. Sebastian shoves all in here.
Power talk to you about the Wednesday night league.
Ace king suited.
I mentioned it.
Puts his last 37K in. He's been patient as well.
No way. I don't know.
John is
Alternate. I was like, I don't mind.
sitting there with the chips in hand.
37.
Don't hesitate to send me a message. Like that's all.
Okay.
That's all I told them. I was like, it's not.
Because he missed it first too. I was thinking, why does he have it?
There's a lot of people that would have.
Yeah.
John
Yeah.
makes the call. He's going to see that he's crushed yet again.
Ace King Jack.
We'll see if the King Jack can eliminate a player. There's a spade. 2 spades on the flop. John now has a flush draw. A jack will give it to him as well. He does not get it. Sebastian doubles up with ace high.
I thought I was calling my fate there.
No way.
I thought I was providing my own commentary.
Looking like Sebastian and Heather now sitting around the 10 big blind mark.
Yeah.
So it's good, I mean, it's kind of just right.
Yeah, yeah.
He
Since
puts
you
the band
stopped
of
sitting
it,
taking them.
you know,
Yeah, he was
whatever I
here
kind
for
of
the
created
past
for
week,
myself.
so
Okay, yeah, the same.
Like John, flat calls.
Just start out recording.
it's hard to.
Queen 7 suited.
You know, just because my man as a
It's
solo
all good if you
artist.
want to, we just, it's hard.
With the full band shows, but just
Yeah.
small,
Yeah.
down with the
They don't
quiet
feel
band
like
names,
obligated,
it's
you have
going
to-
to be that good.
Good for you.
Jeremy's going to call, as is Carey. He's going to check behind on the big blind. Jeremy hits a pair of fives.
I'm sure you must know the Jeremy that they were in.
Bet a
He
16.
was in here, stigma heavy.
Carey with bottom pair is not going anywhere.
16 is the bet.
Soul sick. Anyway.
Country.
Yeah, but
There's Carey's 4. Oof.
Big on bluegrass.
Oh, that's right.
Probably not going to get too much value from Jeremy here, where Jeremy only has mid pair.
16.
My radio, shows that radio was.
Makes a 16 bet.
Piece is some bluegrass show.
Oh,
It's probably going to keep Jeremy in, which it does.
Pretty well, but who would have-
a gem of bluegrass. Not a lot.
Carey going for another value bet.
Is 26.
But just bluegrass.
Jeremy, the non-believer.
You almost seem to, you look like, what did he just say?
Carey takes down a good sized pot. Him and Jeremy battling it out.
That is 16. Okay.
Oh,
Or no, your big one.
there's another,
Sorry, yeah, yeah.
there's another one on Friday night. She's
LPG,
with LPT, and that's, they're always looking for players.
Where's that at?
Same place,
At Michelle's?
yeah.
Michelle's, yeah,
Every
same
Friday
place.
night,
It's a LPT league, and it's a fun league.
Heather folds the A7.
It started being fun, like if you do a mistake, there's no problem, they give you back. You know, if you call,
That's good.
yeah, it's a fun league, it's for
You
anybody,
can go drink, there's music playing.
yeah. A lot of wah, 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 especially if it's a woman's drinking, so.
Carey quickly checks.
Seriously, it's unreal, it's unreal,
Levy's gonna
but.
try to take down the pot, which he does.
32.
32.
Levy's gonna be happy about that one. A complete bluff.
I like
It was Dave Minnie's $1 million chip.
I'm the big.
Yours is yes.
Actions to Brenda now.
Yep. So back actions to you.
That's a nice one, though.
Yeah. That was the first tournament I played at Michelle's, was
Okay.
that one, and that's the one I won.
Yeah.
It was like-
Oh. Say, yeah,
Wait, it's a good one. I just.
that's
That's a long day.
Four.
It is.
Levy's gonna
Call
call in the small blind.
That's what I was.
John checks behind.
100.
Yeah, but
Blind
yeah,
versus
but it
blind
was not
action.
2 hours.
After 2 hours, yeah.
It's great.
I think every tournament I've maybe started 1-1.
Yeah.
But knowing chips, that'd be quite a bit.
I mean, they get aggressive later on, but it's.
Either player hits anything.
It's not, it's a.
Nine's now gonna give John an
Don't
open-ended.
play it if you got
He also has a 3 of
Yeah,
diamonds.
no, you're booking, you're booking.
There's the 4th diamond.
I don't get why
John
you
has the
play
best hand.
tournaments that have fucking play.
Levy's got it straight.
Yeah.
I gotta beat
I gotta-
someone at this time anyway.
Oh,
You weren't gonna win the
I
tournament.
gotta leave in an hour and a half.
We've had people asking me.
Levy looks upset at that. Not sure if he's seen the 4 diamonds out there.
Put the break.
Can't see that one.
No, she's just.
Is that stuff on your own?
Yeah, she's
This
just
final
being-
table's
being
been
quiet.
going a little fast paced, so I figured.
When are you gonna get the little, card?
Jeremy,
game?
9-5
Well, he
suited.
doesn't need them, that's what this is for.
Looks like he's gonna try to bully the table a little bit.
This reads the cards.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
You
that.
put your cards
Makes it
away.
30K.
He has like a little
That's
thing
what's
and it
going
shows that.
That's what's going on there.
Well, look what he's doing.
Those cards have RFID chips in them,
Yeah.
and
That's
they
why they're
scan on
cheaper.
these antennas.
Like Jeremy takes down that pot.
Has anybody caught you tonight?
Once everyone gets 2 cards there and they put it there, it will scan blue. It means it's read the card.
Oh, okay, cool. Sweet.
Yeah, it's nice.
Right there, it doesn't say what the cards are, but it's
Heather.
transforming to the computer.
Ace
back
Jack.
there. And back there, it shows everybody what everyone has.
Below 10 big blinds. This may end up being a shove here.
Oh, does it show on?
25.
decides to
No, he doesn't have enough.
make it 25.
That is what, 25?
Nice setup.
It's super cool. Next level call.
25? Blondie did that?
Carey calls with king 10. Carey has position here as well.
Did you lose any hands tonight?
Not very many.
Carey's king.
I bluffed him once. The only hand I seen him lose.
Now would be a good time.
You think you're lucky.
Well,
It's like Heather's
well, you know what I mean.
thinking about a shove. She shoves all in for her last 53.
I remember thinking.
Carey's got top pair. 3 spades on the board though.
Okay.
He calls. Not surprised. Heather is in bad shape here. She's only running to an ace. Got 3 outs. 2 cards to come though. Another spade will split this pot. There it is. The flush on the board. Heather dodges a massive bullet.
Three spades with him.
Ends up splitting the pot. Runner spades.
Not the king, but the three spades. The king.
She is still alive.
17. Sorry about that. That is 17.
Sebastian, just seen that he folded ace-9 in the small blind. Carey ends up playing a little bit aggressive. Makes it 17K with 6-3 offsuit.
Is there enough?
Yep.
Heather calls. Heather hits a pair of queens. Carey has bottom pair. Imagine we're going to see some aggression from Carey here, especially where he made a bet pre-flop. No aggression. Carey checks behind. He ends up hitting 2 pair on the turn. That works out for Carey. Heather checks her queen. Carey is finally going for a bet with the best hand. This bet is a third of Heather's stack. She calls. She's going to need some help. A king or 7 or queen. There's the boat for Carey. Heather shoves all in.
Good luck.
Carey quickly calls. Heather's knows she's no good.
Buttons did.
Heather ends up getting eliminated here in 7th place. We are now 6-handed.
So he's big one.
Yeah, Jeremy is big blind. It's cut in half now for anything.
So 8 and 4.
6-handed at this final table means the ante is now cut in half. So we're 4,000, 8,000 with a 4,000 big blind ante. John, he folds. The Carey versus Jeremy here.
Is
The last one?
48.
Jeremy makes it 48. Quite a large bet. He is out of position here. The 2 big stacks pretty much going at it here. Queen 9 for Carey. He's not going to get pushed around by Jeremy.
Which fellow man shows what it, one,
There's Carey's top pair.
They don't separate too, because
They're sticky cards. They are.
Jeremy shoves all in.
Whatever
He-
whiskey.
Unbelievable. Carey calls. The two big stacks at the table. A shove all in and an instant call. Jeremy is only running to a 7 here. He's got 2 outs. This is the biggest pot of the night. 676K in the pot. Can Jeremy hit a 7 on the river? He does not. Carey ends up winning that pot. Crippling Jeremy. Jeremy's now down to 11 big blinds. Carey has 61% of the chips on the table. 676K in his stack now. What a massive pot.
So it's 20,000.
Such a quick call from Carey. Jeremy is going to be regretting that one later. He was in fantastic shape here. Big stack at the table.
Then you have to put it there. It's just the open shove.
Action is to Jeremy now. Carey's the only one left in this pot. Jeremy just shoves it all in. Carey quickly calls. Doesn't even look at his hand. He's calling with any 2. Jeremy's going to need a 7 or a 5. Now a 4 gives him a straight. Does not get it though. King high ends up eliminating Jeremy. Jeremy, 6th place finish from big stack to 6th place. Carey is in fantastic shape now to win this tournament. Such a large percentage of the chips on the table. Everyone is very short stack. Blinds are 5,000, 10,000 with the 5,000 big blind ante now. So we get ourselves into a limped pot.
Okay, you went on the go.
Sure.
10,000.
That's 10,000.
When's the next break?
You could go
I-
outside for a
No, I know.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Well, you're a dealer now.
Carey asking for
Go for supper.
a break.
Unless you-
Just doubled up his massive stack.
He bet 10.
Oh, my fault.
Has everyone absolutely dominated.
Usually I
Well, he was big stack in 2 hands.
It was crazy.
Yeah, but- yeah,
I
but he-
couldn't believe that he
7,
went all in.
5
They
and
pocket sevens. I'm like, that's, why would you do that? Like
I mean,
Queen
I
9.
play with the guy.
Super
online,
good
he likes to
fucking
get
snap
Yeah,
call.
but-
He likes to get with
No,
that's what I
no,
mean.
but-
So I've been watching him.
Maybe-
Like, I don't know when my queen hit.
maybe he did the same thing on your table,
Oh, I
but he
know.
was lucky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
He
fuck.
hit and he
Yeah.
hit and he hit.
No,
Oh, yeah,
he went all in
and quads
blind
twice
with
tonight.
Queen 4 offsuit
Yeah, yeah.
and hit a flush.
If he hits the board, he's pushing. I know
Yeah.
that he's got a small block pair. That's why when the queen hit, he pushed. I was like, I know that he maybe hit the 5, but he's not beating queen.
Yeah.
He's got to hit because I'm ahead.
Yeah.
I just automatically knew I was ahead, so that's why it was an instant call. Didn't even have to think about it.
Talking about that massive hand
And then he was
versus
on
Jeremy.
his hands, so it didn't matter what he was playing.
Oh, yeah.
I see King Jack.
Oh,
I'm calling whatever he's got because I know he's not tilted.
Well,
that point,
yeah, and you got a nice, I folded a nice hand too. I had king
Yeah.
9, suited. Wouldn't have hit. Well, actually, king high would have split.
so- Yeah.
But, doesn't matter. I had
No,
big
knowing him, he
blind.
was definitely playing the nice hand.
Looks like Carey is deciding to just blind himself out. He's going to go for that break.
Carrie's like, no.
walk.
No way.
Carrie, I usually do like a small, like, I pause the blinds, and when we get up to the point where we take out yellows and stuff, but
I want his hands on
yeah.
it.
So,
That would be the next one.
His look on his face when he heard I got a walk.
Yeah.
Now I'm small. You're the dealer, right?
Yeah.
Now we only have 4 players at this table. Great opportunity for some of these short stacks here to maybe push around the other short stacks.
With me, let me see. Yeah, let's go.
Let's see.
First and final table.
That's the first one you play?
Yes?
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's because
About
he was
time,
the
huh?
dealer like 7
It's
times.
up to you.
Check.
I'll check.
What was it? Oh. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Check.
Okay.
John ends up hitting his jack on the river.
King high.
Jack.
It's going check, check.
No spade. Look at that. Jack on the river. You little fool.
Action is carried. It is 24.
Carrie gonna start bullying the table a little bit. We are 5-handed though.
Oh.
That's the blind.
Makes it 24K. Everybody folds.
Yeah, he does the blinds.
Huh?
He mimics the blinds.
Look at our VPIP here. Carrie 50%. John is at 36%. The rest of them, Levy and Brenda and Sebastian, are quite low for their VPIP.
Peekaboo. At least she gets entertainment.
Yeah.
Where'd you buy?
The parrot? It was there was a breeder out in Sussex, I believe.
Really?
Yeah. She was an elderly woman, and she had so many birds. Like, unbelievable amount of birds. She was a breeder for like 2 different kinds, the Amazon and the African greys.
Wow.
So it was,
Hear the parrot in the background, really entertaining the players.
Sounds like a cartoon sometimes.
yeah.
It's really nice.
Every home game's got to have a home game pet. Everybody has dogs and cats. I have a parrot.
It's time for...
Brenda shoves all in.
Come on.
23K.
Come on.
Ace 9
It's
suited.
still 13,000. Come on. No, I'm just joking. Do what you want for 13,000.
I feel like Carrie has to make the call no matter what here.
First
But I
time.
have my cards, so.
Oh, a spade. I love your spade.
No, they're clubs.
On you, Zeus.
Oh, that changes things.
Good friendly game we're having here.
Red, come on. Oh, get out of too close of Bender.
Cards are sticking a little bit.
Yeah. And it's, well, it's not that because there's a name.
I know that.
Red.
It's,
Get out of there.
And now Carrie has a club draw.
I take it.
Woo-hoo.
Brenda
Thank you.
doubles up.
Hey. You don't-
Not without a little bit of a sweat though.
Actually, it's
That's the
one.
bird.
Come on.
All in for 56,000.
Brenda again shoving all in. Pocket fives.
Oh, you said that.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
That's good. Tablet's usually pretty right, as long as everyone's putting their chips in.
It's called wrong name.
Yeah,
She's saying bird.
yeah, it's sitting birdie butt.
Oh, bird.
Carrie calls.
Pretty social today,
Yeah.
Levy lets it
We
go.
got 2 overs.
Probably not.
Come on. Be good.
Brenda, coin flip.
Low card. Hello.
Can she survive
Hello.
and all in again?
No. Ooh. Okay.
It's not bad. Carrie needs a 10 or an 8.
No. You're doing that side.
Bingo.
Don't
There's
say-
there's Brenda's 5.
No.
Carrie needs a 6 and does not get it.
Alright.
Thank you. Thank you.
Brenda doubles up
Thank you.
again.
Make me happy.
Puts her stack at 127K now. See that she has 12 big blinds. Sebastian and Levy, 2 big blinds and 5 big blinds. Very, very short stacks.
That was on the strike.
Yeah.
Gonna get blinded out here soon.
Yeah, that's true.
Looks like they're trying to get that money jump. We are playing for the bubble here.
Alexa, stick with that. She just went, Alexa?
She talks to Alexa all the time.
Levy hits a pair of kings.
That's to leave.
Did she know that we do?
17K. Puts it all in.
He said,
Said
oh,
all.
Oh, did he? Oh, $17,000.
Both players get away. That's a big pot for Levy. That's essentially a double up.
And she did have to.
9 small blind?
It's not reading. Yeah. Okay.
Sebastian
I'm not-
now is going to be the time. Ace queen.
All in for 54,000.
Actions to Levy now. He's got pocket sevens. We are on the money bubble. Weird spot for Levy here.
Heather, can you do me a favor?
He's 2K short of Sebastian's all in.
You'll see a green screen. Tell me if you see any of the cards that are there. Obviously, don't say them out loud. I'm
If
just
Levy
curious
calls
if you
here,
actually
he's
work.
not going to be able to eliminate Sebastian.
Do you see any like any of the hands or anything?
But if John ends up calling behind him or Brenda
Good.
So what does?
and eliminating Sebastian and Levy,
Yeah, don't fall for that one. I'm just.
would
Chris kind of made.
end up putting Levy in the bubble situation, and Sebastian would cash because he has more chips.
all in for
I got 52.
52,000 all in.
And what's the bet?
Levy decides to put it in.
Who's your treats? Who's your treat? Daddy doesn't give you any treats?
She gets too many treats.
No.
Doritos.
Or like, give you
Okay.
sweet tarts. That's what's in there.
It's like the rest of the players get away from it.
Anyways, you're
Yeah,
on
50,000 left.
Ace queen. Levy's got pocket sevens. Coin flip situation.
Anything my voice now? Oh, she's out for pretty?
3 diamonds come down on the board. Neither player has a diamond. Levy has an open-ended as well.
If you wave it or show
There's
it.
the straight for Levy.
Straight.
He doubles up. Sebastian is down to 2K.
still alive.
He's
Yeah, does he have 2,000 back?
So that's.
less than one big blind.
It
See
goes,
here on the
ante
screen.
first.
Case versus
Ante,
me.
ante first. We've never actually had that situation come up. 'Cause I feel like,
How, he can only win the ante,
yeah,
because he doesn't have anything else.
I
It's
think,
like how anybody.
yeah, I don't really know how that works either.
Everybody, whoever, he gets two.
Sebastian is forced to go all in here.
He didn't get it.
So, it's still,
He is a big blind.
10,000.
yeah, so I'm gonna go 23.
Carry giving Sebastian a little bit of protection.
Should he have
His
even
ante, he
been
has
left
the
with that
big ante.
2,000?
Oh, that's what I'm wondering.
Carry's going to end up winning the pot.
Forfeited?
No,
No.
no. You can't
You know what I mean, though? I thought that. too.
All Sebastian can win
Well, it would have been forced.
So
is
what,
4K.
Taking my 5 and they're playing for the 2?
That 2,000, because it wouldn't be
yeah,
played.
just leave it here, we'll let the
Okay.
tablet figure it out, because it should
Should
just
have
be
maybe gone to you.
To me?
Well, yeah, because you won the last.
Oh,
hand.
Sebastian's tournament life.
I'm
Okay.
interested to see what the tablet was going to say.
Yeah.
regardless.
Sebastian's still ahead here. There's his king. He's a dodge of 10.
So you win.
Yeah.
Sebastian wins.
So it says he is at 2,000.
He's still-
2,000.
He gets 2,000.
You got my chip.
Yeah.
So he wins the blind no matter
I
what.
get
He
my
wins
hand
the ante,
back
he just
and
wins the ante.
And you're blind.
So now,
Very strange pot.
Now I can win the ante.
Now he can win
Yeah,
2,000.
I
everything.
can win the ante plus 2,000.
Yes, plus 2,000. Yeah.
is that right?
Yes, he
The
wins.
ante is only 5.
It's only 5, yeah.
You're not the
And then-
dealer.
No.
Now it's my deal.
Oh,
So he can win the 5 in the ante and then 2, 4, and whatever,
Yeah.
however many calls, right? So,
Yeah.
That's
Interesting spot.
yeah.
It's a very rare situation, especially for a home game.
You very often that happens.
I thought if you had
Yeah,
no
no,
chips,
no,
though-
yet.
No, I know.
2 chips in the chair.
No,
How many
Still
minutes
has-
still have
He
chips?
still has chips, right?
Yeah.
With
Still
the
have
ante,
chips.
yeah. But now,
I understand.
And the reason he put the ante first is because
Oh,
everybody
that's,
else put the ante.
you're gonna be
Yeah.
busy on the
On the
forums.
tablet, it specifies your big blind ante. Are you doing ante first or big blind first?
Oh.
You're gonna be busy in the forums now with that one.
So is
Yeah.
there a dead small because he can't cover the small
No,
blind?
he's
No,
got
it's still
200.
small.
Yeah.
It's
That's-
2,000.
that's small.
It's still.
Well, that's because he's in blind.
I can win the end
He's in
plus
blind.
2,000
Plus
from whoever.
2,000
Because he's
for
small.
all. So she calls 10.
Yeah, and basically get.
He'll be able to get 4,000 plus his 2.
No,
Okay.
he'll get, he
6,000.
can win 9,000.
Try to take one for the team.
If she
Alright.
calls, it's 2-2-2 plus the 5, so that's 11.
Sebastian's all in.
So it's
Small
allowed
blind.
to-
Brenda
Six
calls.
in the middle. That's what he's eligible for, and the rest is on the side.
6 in the middle plus another
You're
5.
checking, Karen?
Yeah,
should
yeah.
be
Just put
2,
that
2,
there.
2.
There you go.
No,
It should be 2-2-2 plus
and
the
5, so it's 11 now.
11
On that side,
side
yeah.
for me and you.
That's what you need.
Yeah.
All the players are pretty much doing the dealer's work here.
I check.
I'll check it. I don't even know what's my card.
Neither do I. I check.
I'll check it.
I feel like are ganging up on you there.
I check.
I got a 7.
I never even looked.
Oh, I had check.
Sebastian
Queen,
ends up winning again.
Take that, and I take this.
Sevens and deuces with a
Oh, no, the king.
Unbelievable.
Split yours.
Sebastian is staying
That's
alive.
you split
Oh my
yours.
freaking god.
I get the
5.5K
extra-
Is your close
In
in his stack.
1,000.
Five.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
there's no
there's no
five.
5.
Yeah.
It is no 5, so you have
I
11.
get 6.
Okay.
Now it's, you're left to the dealer, so
Yeah.
you got it.
We have no 5,000 chips on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how much do you have, Brendan, if you mind, because it's saying you have 118.5, so I would imagine that would be
Yeah,
100, yeah.
Okay, 118.
I got 6,000.
100, 5,
Oh,
10, 15, 180.
Yep.
So it's the 500s, no more than.
Yeah. He's your with 500.
I just figured something out on the tablet, so you have 5,000 there? Or
No, it's
6,000.
6,000.
6,000, okay. There's a minimum chip option, and I didn't know that was there.
The 1,000.
Does that change it?
Yeah.
It gives him 6 now?
Well, I had to
Well, I would
manually
have
change
changed
it.
at 500
yeah.
or whatever. it
Had
was.
that been
It was
active.
55.
Yeah, had that been active, it would have. This is very interesting, this is a learning experience for,
It works out.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sebastian now has,
So there's 2 chips in each.
you know, 2 hands or so to before he's all in again.
Throw it in there.
Might be able to wait it out. Might get one of these other short stacks to shove in.
So option is to John. Oh, shoot, blinds are actually up this hand. They were up last hand, right?
Let's put mine.
So we're 6 and 12, I believe it says.
So you need to put
Next hand.
12.
Next hand.
6 and
No,
6,
it was
12
up, it was
and
up,
6.
it was up during that
Yeah.
last.
To 12 and 6.
Yeah, so it is actually up this hand.
Yeah, I call.
Yeah, you get-
John flat calls here with ace 9 suited.
Six folds.
It's the ante, that's 6.
Sebastian folds.
He folded.
Sorry, no, this is confusing.
So it's on me?
The action is to you, yeah.
Who folded?
8-3 for Carey.
The guy with 2 chips left.
Levy checks behind. He's got 9-3.
I call.
John's actually in pretty good shape. 66% multi-way.
Kidding, I don't blame you at all.
Both players crushed.
If that's a way, oh my god. eh?
There's John's ace.
That's 10.
Oh, 12.
Fantastic flop for John. Top pair with the nut flush draw. Fortunately, none of the players had anything.
He had top pair.
Top
Still wins the pot.
I'm the eight.
Action is Brenda, yep. Small and blinds.
Sebastian folds again. Carey calls the 12 on the button.
Check.
John checks behind.
Queen carrot. You're the dealer, so it's on me. Check.
Carey hits trip 9s. Checks the flop. Let John catch up a little bit. And there's John's queen. Carey fires out a small value bet. 15K. John calls. John's going to need a queen here. Does not get it. John still has top pair. See what kind of value Carey's going to be able to extract here. John fires out 15. Carrie's grabbing some raising chips. It's like 45K.
45. That's 45.
I'll call.
Or no.
John quickly calls.
It's 45.
Carrie takes down that 156K pot, adding to his massive chip lead.
But you have less than the
I only
blind.
seen one.
You only have six.
Sebastian is putting it all in here.
Yeah.
It's the best time for it. He's going to be able to win the maximum
If I can win the ante and I can.
And,
sit
yeah.
it on top, then-
rather than being forced all in for the ante.
That's good. So that's what he could win,
What can he win?
this. His, the ante, and me and you.
Yep.
So that's the
Okay.
main and that's the side.
Oh,
that's
that's like 12
side.
on the side.
In that
Sam was
12.
drunk calling me, like, I want to talk to you and I can't talk to you.
Check.
Check.
Brenda ends up hitting a pair of sevens. John just hit his flush.
15.
Gonna try to extract some value from Brenda. He knows he has the best hand.
You have flush?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Add a
Oh,
seven, but
Well, good game.
That's game.
Good game, man.
Finally, Sebastian cannot survive another round though. Gets eliminated on the bubble.
Can I see your,
5th place. We are now in the money.
you're gonna take that nice ring?
Carry 743K.
Yeah, I had no.
Other players are now fighting for the money jumps. Carrie's the only one that's sitting pretty.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to start.
It's my work till
Time?
midnight.
Like a minute?
Brenda calls with Queen 9 suited. Carrie checks behind.
Until 3 weeks.
Fucking bird yapping it all.
Brenda has hit her pair of queens. Carrie hits bottom pair.
That is 12.
Change our password every like 6 weeks.
What?
Every like 6 weeks, gotta change the password.
In what?
We can't be simple there.
Oh,
3 spades come down on the board.
Huh?
you in uni?
No, I work for oil.
Oh,
Looks like Brenda's going to take a little stab at it.
That's good. I need to put in a bet anyway.
Oh,
Carrie looks suspicious.
16.
Hands the pot over to Brenda.
Make sure.
Well, I don't have to put in a bet, but it just makes it harder.
See that Carrie has been the most aggressive. Not surprising. But John is 33%. Brenda's at 30. And Levy is at 26. Pretty even all around for aggression.
Actually, it's John.
Oh, sorry. Come.
Call. Call.
Carrie hits bottom pair again. Levy also has bottom pair, but Brenda has the best hand with pocket threes.
Bet is 21.
Carrie is going to take a stab at it.
no, say nothing.
Levy calls with bottom pair. Brenda is in a very strange spot here. A bet and a call behind. She doesn't think she's good, but she is. She folds. Goes check, check.
Oh my God, the moves it. I knew. I just knew.
Oh, no, it's just chop. It's
Chop.
chop, yep.
Gooses.
Brenda upset.
I knew it. Why did I bet on the palm? That's what was
That's gonna look great on the YouTube there, Brenda.
What?
It's gonna look great on the
Oh
video
shit! I
there.
forgot about
Folding the winner.
that.
Brenda looks upset.
That will make.
Great confident
Can't believe that both those players had a 2 in that situation.
Why?
So do I.
Of course, it's
I
not
was
like
like,
that.
they didn't hit that.
Okay, there's that. Sorry, I'm doing this horribly.
Here, you want us to do it or you want to do
I'm Brenda Folds.
winner with pocket three. Two queens, a jack, and ace on the board with the two.
Yeah.
Got you.
Carry
25.
showing a little bit of aggression now on the button. Makes it 25 to go with 8-6 offsuit.
Oh,
John is going to defend here with 5-3 suited.
Well, there's 6 my blind, 6 for
Oh, it's 6 months, okay.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Oh,
my
that's the ante, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Here we
Yeah,
go.
man.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's at the 6 I think.
Ooh, and John hits 2 pair. Carry has an open-ended.
It looked like it's a soft.
We're gonna see some fireworks here.
Yeah, that's right.
It's 26.
If you were a little bit-
That's where you're.
Checks over to Carry. Carry fires out 26.
Yeah, you're probably squishing.
I'm usually.
John calls.
Call. Okay.
Third spade comes down. That may worry both players.
36.
John does not believe Carry here. And he calls. See if it's going to go check and Carry is going to fire out another bet. Ace on the river gives John the check mark.
Who's going?
60
So Carry is going to go for a 3-barrel bluffs. He shoves all in.
Come on.
Call.
And John calls. Makes the correct call. Carry was bluffing the entire way.
How much did you say?
That puts John in great shape now. Takes a small chunk out of Carry. John is now second place in chips. 324K.
No, it's 20.
Not too far behind Carry now.
That's right there.
But Carry is still a massive stack.
20?
Brenda and Levy are short stacks at the table. See if Carry starts to play this a little more conservative.
Call.
Looks like he limps in on the cutoff. John's got 9-6 offsuit in the small blind. Throws 6K more out there with his newfound chips.
Good.
And Brenda checks her big blind. 3 ways to this pot.
Option to John.
It's looking like John has the best hand here with a pair of 6s. Brenda is open-ended. Carry has a gut shot with needs a 4. 5 comes down, puts 3 spades on the board. John now has the 9 of spades. The only spade between all of these players. John checks. Brenda fires out 12K. Carry calls with bottom pair. And John calls as well. King helps nobody, but gives John the check mark with his pair of 6s.
Okay.
I got a 5.
Me too.
I got a 6.
6 ones.
I was opening it. Leave the 9.
I
Put
needed
it
the
4.
8 of spades.
Nope, sorry.
Yeah, they never responded to anything that I did. So
No.
I got a small company that would be interested.
But getting folded around to Brenda. Brenda versus Carry now. Blind versus blind. Brenda call. Carry checks. Going to a flop. Brenda hits mid pair with a jack. Carry hits bottom pair.
Do we start with 20 players?
Yeah.
Curious if Carry's going to try to take a stab at
I
it.
didn't see him check.
He does not. Check, check. There's 3 jacks for Brenda now.
21.
21,000. That's
Carry calls with bottom pair. Gonna see the bad news. Brenda has the jack.
Jacks. The queen, 8.
John taking a look at the chip stacks here. It's just going to give the action to Carey. Give him the chance to eliminate Levy. Flat calls, blind versus blind. Carey hits nothing. Levy hits nothing. Levy's king high is the best hand.
That is 28.
Carey folds his gut shot.
Oh, I had one. I have enough Swiss arm, not Swiss
I'm
arm.
big blind.
Yeah,
But Swiss.
His blinds are now
Oh,
8,
shoot.
16, and 8.
yeah,
That's there.
8, 16,
See if Carey is going to
Nice.
be a little aggressive on the button.
This one's Star Wars one.
What's that?
Star Wars.
Not sure what he has yet. Pocket fours for Carey on the button.
2 is the bit.
Okay.
Fires out 32.
I made it 32.
I hate it.
And it's, oh, that's just a min raise.
Yeah.
I was very discouraged until I realized it was just a min raise.
John's going to defend with the king 2 offsuit.
Taught me I wouldn't know something heavy like that.
I normally don't. Like all my other ones are titanium. They're
John misses.
okay.
Carey, the best hand here with the fours.
Oh, shit, with those watches, like you
John's only running to a king.
permanently, even if you touch it.
He's got
Oh,
that pairing the board though could counterfeit Carey's fours.
you'll never get.
Gives John more outs.
You never what?
You'll never get the scratch out.
Jack 8 or king for John now.
Oh.
Like my Mustang, I was cleaning the windshield and I went like this and put a big.
Carey shows the pocket fours.
Pocket.
No need to show.
Person, when
They
I
could just wait until this episode comes out.
And he kept staring at me, and I'm like, I have no clue who this guy is. And I'm like,
16.
Yep.
I know him, but I couldn't. So we leave Vito's. I look at it and I see his Escalade with the Alberta plate. I'm like, yeah. it's-
Carey calls with ace 2 suited. Blinds get involved. John calls and Brenda checks. 3-way pot.
Nice.
So fucking cocksucker.
Who is it?
Bottom pair for Carey
I
again.
had out west.
John ends up hitting top pair with the king.
Because he was a good one.
John fires out 16.
Thought he was God.
Carey is not going anywhere.
Because he knew if I would have saw him there, I think I would have fucking punched him. Oof.
Check.
Check.
John decides to give Carey a free card.
16. Oh,
Fires out a little value bet. 16. Carey quickly calls. Carey's kind of bleeding away his chips here.
in a certain glare, you can.
He's making quite a few calls here with bottom pair.
Oh, yeah.
Becoming a non-believer.
I find when it's face up, yeah.
Yeah, face up,
Yeah,
especially.
you can kind of see it. but-
John is now sitting right at 410K. Carey is at 491K. They're practically even now.
Yeah.
Kind of like bubbles up a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
The card.
Couple pots will make the difference here. Levy's the shortest stack, 6 big blinds.
I'm sure they can't make it micro.
Let's see, one.
Which was like an expensive one, eh?
Yeah.
Compared to these ones or whatever.
Yeah. I'm still doing testing. I want to see how far I can push this one, and this one has been overperforming. I was expecting to be done with this one like a while ago.
Few games ago.
John calls the 16. Brenda calls her small blind. Actions to Carey now. He's got ace queen. It's like he's gonna bump it up. Fires out 30 more.
Frank, come here.
46 total.
Oh, yeah. And you say it's not him.
And John calls with 7-4
You're the
suited.
only one ruining the
But
card.
he's going like that and you bend it.
Very loose call from John here.
You can turn it like,
Yeah,
Who is that?
Frank.
right.
you gotta push down on it to make
Yeah.
it stay on the board.
It's a great flop for Carey. Can't think that John hits anything here. Queen check, check. John now hits a backdoor flush draw. That gives him 11 outs. There's John's flush.
50.
Carey's going to be a little bit disappointed he wasn't aggressive. Shows ace queen and he lets it go. John is now the biggest stack at the table, bleeding away at Carrie's chips. 480K for John.
Was it a 3 and a 2 or a 3 and a 4?
We now have a new big stack at the table.
I'm not gonna put those chips too often.
John calls the 16. Carrie wakes up with pocket jacks in the small blind.
More. That's
16. 66.
Fires out 66. John just lets it go.
Ok. Là, je gagne, il a passé 500 piastres, on aurait tous les deux comme 250, 200. Ok. Non. Ben, je dis ça.
No,
On calculera comment
Carrie
ça
calls the
va.
16. Levy finally wakes up with a hand here with ace king.
Je la have, là.
69K, you gotta put it in. Less than 5 big blinds. Doesn't put it all in though.
38.
Puts in half his stack though. Looks like John calls.
Oh, that's the ante. 23 more. Yeah, that's horrible.
Carrie calls.
Sorry, I don't want to answer.
Multi-way pot here with ace king. Oh, Levy hits his ace. Lucky for him.
39,000.
no.
Not sure if he's going to get anybody to call here, though.
Trust me, it has nothing to do with thinking or anything.
John with bottom pair.
Carry for the key.
Carrie calls the 16. Jack 7 suited.
Check.
John calls the small blind. Brenda checks the big blind.
It's always that middle card that sticks. I can't.
A check.
Check.
John's has the best hand here with ace high. He also has a gut shot. There's Brenda's 9.
Check.
I'm giving her the best hand. She decides to shove it all in.
125,000.
40, 50, what?
125.
Non, non, non. 50, 63,
63.
63.
It's like we had a little bit of a graphical error. Got her stack size fixed up. She's got 63K. She ends up winning the pot.
Call.
John calls with ace 8 suited.
Heads up.
I'd like to see a little more aggression from these players here. There's been a lot of limping pre-flop. We are short-handed.
Check.
John now hits backdoor spade draw. Carrie ends up hitting a pair of threes on the turn, though.
8,000 it costs.
Wins the pot.
Queen 7.
Brenda upset that she folded her queen 7 pre-flop. More limping pre-flop. Carey ends up hitting a monster on that flop. Pair of jacks with a club draw.
Is 34.
Levy's going to try to take a stab at it. It's not going to work, though. Carey's not getting away from anything. Makes the call. There's Carey's flush.
Sorry, is that a check 12? Yeah, sorry, I didn't see it.
Levy is running to 1 out. Needs the 2 of clubs for a straight flush.
That is 65,000.
Levy is going to throw this away. Carey has moved back up to the chip leader, 505K. Levy's and Brenda are both sitting at 6 big blinds.
Usually after this.
Both of them are patiently waiting for that money jump.
Leave your small blinds. Okay. 48.
Carey makes it 48. It's a little aggressive here. Levy shoves it all in. Ace-5 suited.
5 plus 8.
Can't see Carey getting away from this.
3. All in.
Bet is pretty much what he put in here for a raise.
104. Okay.
Carey is thinking. He's going to try to eliminate a player here.
Sunday. I play on Friday again. And then here occasionally.
He lets it go. Carey folds.
3, sometimes only
Yeah,
twice.
That's great spot for Levy.
Blinds are still.
Added pretty much 50K or 60K to his stack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's my small guy.
I was like,
What's he doing? What's this? I call.
Go ahead.
John, Ace-7. Seeing a 3-way pot between John, Brenda, and Carey. All too familiar.
Check.
Check.
John has ace high. Brenda hit a pair of 9s. Getting checked around. Brenda has let Carey catch up, though.
Oops, sorry about that.
Okay.
Carey's, I imagine, not going anywhere now. Brenda needs a jack or a 9 to win this pot.
60.
Firing out a value bet.
I have a king.
Huh?
I have a king.
You good. Never mind.
Moving into the next hand.
Action is to Levy.
Let's go for a ride.
Brenda shoves it all in. Ace-9 suited.
35 to you. I do believe.
I called with this hand earlier and lost.
Can't have twice.
Supposed to say, right?
Sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry. Now I feel bad.
No, I don't know calling anyway.
I feel like I'm involved.
didn't really matter.
Yeah.
Brenda's in a great spot here.
Club and
Needs to avoid a 10 or an 8.
Be good to me again. Come on.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, call. Okay, let's see. Easy. Easy.
Oh, there's a pair of 8s for Carey. Oh, there's trip 8s for Carey. That's going to give him the check mark. Brenda ends up getting eliminated
Brenda.
in 4th place.
Wait, he's gonna
You're
get-
now 3-handed.
230.
230.
And you get 290.
Okay.
I only.
Brenda ends up taking home $230.
Yep.
No, I never did.
We only play low stakes here at All Out Poker. Looks like we got a limped pot. Carey ends up hitting trip 4s. Levy does not catch up at all. Shows the boat.
Just a boat.
Just a little boat.
Just a little one.
With the boats. Boat with the
That'll
boats.
blow up mine.
No, I'm just saying, like, because he bullied us at that table the
Yeah.
whole fucking night.
Yeah, all the chip, you know. When I arrived,
Yeah,
we
the
already had
chips
a
are-
big-
Carey calls the 20K. Blinds are up now to 10,000 at 20,000 with the 10,000 big blind ante.
60 total, so 41.
Looks like John ends up bumping it up to 60. Carey's not going anywhere with the ace-9.
Depends on your cards.
That's why I said that. We're not, I'm playing Caribbean, you guys are playing poker.
Well, your 10-5 was good there.
Little does Brenda know that Levy had 10-8. Would have flopped trips.
Check.
Both players are playing this quite passively. John ends up getting the check mark with ace jack high.
I had 10-8.
10-8, yeah.
Yeah, ace jack.
10, 10, king, ace.
Actually, it's like Levy.
Go.
25.
Looks like starting to see a little bit of aggression here. John limps in with 5-4 offsuit. Carey bumps it up to 45K.
Enjoy them all.
And John calls. John ends up hitting a pair of 4s. Carey hits nothing. Gonna need an ace or a 9.
25.
Carey still running to 6 outs.
Same hand as I had last time. Ace 9.
Let's it go.
Ace or back to back. That's not a 2.
Carey is still in the lead.
A little bit long drive to go.
Levy's sitting at 6 big blinds.
Watch it on YouTube.
Huh?
You'll be able to watch it on YouTube.
Oh, bring one there.
Levy is going to need some help and a few double ups here if he wants to have a chance to win this tournament.
Control that call.
Yeah, Jonathan, we can go. Dogs can be.
Carey hits
Yes, no problem. Thank you, Brenda.
club draw on the flop.
And you just go, if they're just beside each other, on the bed, on the floor, whatever, you just have to go like this, and like this, and not go, oh. and not-
Carey is 17 outs here.
Oh, yeah.
And they, and then they look. and
There's the 10.
their fingers, they not
Gonna give Carey the win here.
stay, but they're watching the finger. Because this means they're not gonna treat to what they just did.
Flush draw, too.
You got your
Sometimes
guard well
with,
played.
sometimes with people looking at the tree, that's what's going on.
Feeling that camera.
See our pre-flop raising here. We haven't seen much of it, but Carey is the top here, 28%. Levy, believe it or not, is in second place for pre-flop raise. 21. John's been limping in quite a bit. So I'm not surprised to see him at the bottom of that chart.
130,000.
Levy decides now is the time to shove it all in. 130K. Blinds have gone up 15 and 30K. 15K big blind ante. Carry calls with Jack 10. The best spot that Levy could ask for here. He's got to win his coin flip. Ooh, there's a jack in the window and an open-ended for Carey. Levy is only running to an ace, and now he is out. Carey hits trip jack on the turn, eliminating Levy in third place.
No, thank you.
It's impressive.
I believe he took home $350.
Wow, that's
I get so many
We are now heads up.
Where do you fucking you're like, the commentating is so good. They really say that.
Yeah, the commentating is good too. I like the commentating.
Thanks, guys.
The commentating should be, what the hell is he doing in that hand? Should be all like, what is he doing in that hand? My God.
I tried to be polite, Carey. I'm not going to insult you guys. The play has made me question quite a bit of your guys' decisions, but
Respectful, I guess. In a way, whatever.
if you want me to rail you guys here, I will. If you give me permission.
What the hell is he doing?
There were times where I had Tony where it said that he had ace king.
You sometimes have to go back and literally just tap cards at certain spots to fix any of the graphics.
The only time I've had to do that was the hand that I wanted to get with you, Alex, and Andrew.
And Andrew, yeah.
It was the only hand. I had to redo that hand on the table.
Yeah.
Like afterwards. Just
Talking about a hand that we previously had
I'd never go back to that.
Yeah.
in one of our cash games early on
Yeah.
in All Out Poker's
Crazy hand though.
That one's got
life.
That's got the most views that I've seen.
Oh, the womp womp
Such a good
womp.
Womp,
Yeah,
womp.
yeah.
That was me. Yeah.
That was me.
The womp womp womp.
Right.
Oh, I
right.
flopped the
Well,
world.
I know. It was such a,
Yeah.
Check.
you were in such a great shape there.
I
too.
know.
Such a,
Oh,
Guys are interested. That hand is on the channel.
50.
Such a great hand.
yeah, because both Alex
Yeah.
and Andrew had their outs for.
You know, in the nuts, two people behind, trying to avoid call as well. Raise. 60 more.
It's like we're just seeing some
Did you upgrade?
pre-flop play.
Well, at the start, yeah, I wasn't running this action tracker at all.
Call.
So
Oh, okay.
it was basically for me to reset the hand, I would have to put all the cards into the muck pile here.
Mm,
Oh my
no
goodness.
problem.
Yeah.
30?
Not really seeing any big hands happening. Although John has the chip lead here, 695K.
Alright.
Does have the advantage.
60 total. 61, 28,
John fires out 60K, a min bet. And Carey calls with 7-4. Hits open-ended on the flop. John hits nothing. Carey is running to quite a few outs here. He does have the 7 of spades. A bet and a call.
Just again. Open ended on the flop. Just again.
John winning that pot with a bluff. Kind of. Well, actually, he did have the best hand. I shouldn't say it was a bluff. See, is at 800K. Carey is down to 320K.
On the big
Yep.
call.
Flat calls with 5-3. John checks behind with 7-4.
Check.
Neither player hits anything.
I'll check.
There's a pair of 7s for John.
30.
John is winning pot after pot.
Call.
Some garbage hands here. 5-2 offsuit. Carry. King 7 suited. John ends up hitting open-ended.
30.
May end up seeing this aggression start winning some of these pots here, but carry calls. We're going to a turn. There's the diamond. Carry now has a diamond draw on the turn. Running to 18 outs here. A king or a 7. Or a 6, a 2, I guess. He is open-ended. There's his diamond draw. Ends up hitting it. Runner, runner. Gonna fire out a 70k value bet. All John has is a pair of 5s.
49.
Trying to do a little bit of speech play here. John makes a correct laydown.
Cool.
But there is a misdeal button that will pop up.
Carey's got ace-6.
30 more.
Dealer position. Min raises it.
30. Okay.
John calls with jack-7.
Yep.
Check.
Neither player hits anything.
40.
40k bet here from Carey.
Fold.
Glad we're starting to see some aggression. Aggression is what's going to win this tournament. Players have been playing relatively passive. It's nice to see them change gears.
DC went out early,
Yeah.
and then a couple of the newer guys didn't want to use the rebuy around on them. So
Ace queen for John here. He just flat calls.
Oh, call.
Carey makes it 80k to go and an all in and a call. Here we go. This could be it. Carey is at risk here and he is crushed by John. Carey's gonna need some help.
every all in. I try my best to do it.
He's only running to a jack here. He's in terrible shape. 3 outs. Can Carey hit it? He does not. We have a winner.
Is it game?
Yeah. So
John ends up taking home $700 for first place.
that was a good one. Heads up.
550 to me.
Carey ends up taking home second place for $550. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am your host and commentator, Dave Frazier. Good night.
I lost that Omaha.
And he's got 610.